Hi, I'm Greg Hall, and I'm going to demo to you a Tableau test site. Over here I have my Tableau user test site, and if I click on it, it's going to bypass the login screen. And that's because we're going to be using Tableau Server. We're going to have to sign into Tableau Server, which has all our security and permissions anyways. So there's no need to log into our website. So I'll click here, and you're going to see our login screen flash by. And basically I created a dedicated user ID which automatically enters the user ID and password and brings up this home page menu. So under Tableau, I'm going to click on Funds Research. So it's bringing up a dashboard from Tableau Public right now. And so here's my bubble chart. Over here is my word cloud. Down here is my tree map. And over here is my highlight chart. And over here is a table with discrete fields. So when you have discrete fields, you cannot create grand totals. So what you see here, this totals or grand total here is coming from a separate sheet. So I just created another sheet with grand totals, and when I created my dashboard, I just put that sheet below this table of discrete fields, right? So there is an aesthetic issue about this though. If you filter on categories, let's say, you're going to see this big gap. So let me show you what I mean by that. So if I uncheck a couple of categories, so I filtered on categories, you're going to see this big gap. And again, that's because these are actually two separate sheets. So I have the total sheet below this table of discrete fields. Oh yeah, one thing to note is that for percentages, I had to use context filtering. Let me show you what I mean by that. Let me bring down my Tableau desktop. So right here, this is correct. These percentages are correct because I'm using context filtering. So 50% plus 25% plus 25% is 100%. But if I take out context filtering, remove from context, the percentages is going to be off. It's going to be wrong. And that's because it still thinks it's at its initial state. And it thinks that all these categories are still in place. And that's why this is just a partial percentage here. It's not the correct breakdown. So you have to use context filtering for it to query that calculated field again to give us the correct percentage breakdown. So let me put this back. So add to context, and now it's correct. So this totals to 100%. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was the JavaScript API event listeners. So the beauty about the JavaScript API event listeners is that you can select multiple objects or multiple categories in this case, and you can get the value from those selected objects. And you can pass parameters. You can pass parameters into maybe an API or to reporting services or your own resources. Or you can update your database, or you can drill down to other Tableau dashboards to get more information on the selected categories. So let's start from scratch. I'll reload, and let me select the same items. So I'll hold down my control key. I'll click on hematology, which you'll see up here. Anytime I select something, you'll see it up here. I'll click on pediatrics and geriatrics. And so let me post these categories. So it's going to drill down with the selected categories. You'll see it here in my query. Oh, one thing I forgot to do. Let me show you something with flags. So if I change this right now, it says amount greater than $300,000, and it's going to show this flag here. I'll show it down here on the highlight chart. It's going to show this flag if the amount is greater than $300,000. So let's increase that to $333,681. So now there's only two flags because there's only two items that's greater than this amount here. So now let's post this guy. Okay, post selected categories. So now you see the change I made here, and these selected items here are my query string. If I pull this down here, you're going to see the change here. So that's kind of cool. Again, I wanted to show how we can get the values and do something with it. So in here I did something simple. I just made the selected values Google links. So let's say if I click on pediatrics, it'll Google pediatrics. So here's pediatrics, and let me close this guy. And let's select hematology. So hematology. Okay, so I can give it a hematology pronunciation for that. Hematology. Okay, I pronounced it right, hematology. Close that. And last but not least, geriatrics. So Google geriatrics. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.